Alright guys, well I posted about doing a tutorial tonight, and I don't think I gave anybody long enough because I haven't gotten any responses yet. So I thought I would do a tutorial, just not on any of those things. So this is going to be a Crackle cup, and since Valentine's Day will be upon us before you know it, I thought that I would do a red and white Crackle cup. So this is Flag Red acrylic paint, and this is a Maker Flow Crafts 20-ounce stainless steel tumbler. I have sanded it to prep it so that it'll take my paint and hold it. And all I'm going to start doing is painting a red. We're trying to just get a base layer down. This is going to be under the Crackle, so it is not going to be a huge deal about how it looks. If you can spray paint, but I can only do these when my children are not awake. And it's dark and cold. There's bears out there, and I don't want to go outside and spray paint right now. So you can probably hear my youngest screaming on the monitor, yelling for his father. It happens a lot in this house. So I'm not going to worry so much about the rim, because when I'm done, I always clean my rims with acetone and a straight blade to make sure they're nice and smooth. Don't forget the bottom of your cup. For me, the bottom really does not matter a whole lot either, because I brand everything that I make, as long as I can figure out how to brand it. I think that it's important, and so that's what I do. Alright, so this is looking like it's got a pretty good coat of Flag Red paint on it. So I have some epoxy to spread. That'll take me maybe 5-10 minutes, and that should be plenty to give this time to dry. And then we'll come back and start the Crackle process. Alright, and we're back. The tumbler is dry now. As you can see, I got impatient and decided to see how many times I could touch it. To do this effect, what you want is Elmer's school glue. Yeah, I'm serious. And all I'm going to do is pour some of this in a cup and paint it on the tumbler. And then we're going to let it dry a little bit. And then we're going to take, I haven't decided if I want to do white or an antique white. We're going to do one of those. You want to make sure you're doing straight lines when you do this, or you'll have some funky crackles and they will not look right. And this is one of those personal preference cups, or at least I think it is. It's something you either think looks so cool, unbelievable, or you look at it and you're like, ew, why? Why would somebody pay for that? But to each his own. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I hate it when I make them. And I love them when I see them on tutorials. So I'm determined to finish this one rather than stripping it or doing something else with it, making it a peekaboo so you can't even see it. I'm going to epoxy it and see if that does all the difference, and decal it. Alright, so that's it, and all we're going to do is now wait for the Elmer's glue to almost dry. I don't want it to dry completely, but I want it to be completely clear and just barely tacky to the touch. We'll be back. Alright, we should be good now to get our Crackle paint on. And I'm using antique parchment, which is kind of like an off-white, a yellowy white. I thought it would look pretty cool in here. When you do these, you need to do one smooth stroke. You cannot go over it again. Now remember, these are meant to look like a crackle. So if you see little spots, don't stress about it. Alright, see where I went over that and it like went yucky a little bit? We'll just cover that with a decal. And all we're going to do now is let this dry, and as it dries, it'll crackle, and then we'll epoxy it, and I think I'm going to put some water slide decals on it. So tomorrow, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is still wet, but you can see where it is crackling and falling. I don't want to handle it, and I'll make sure that I get this better for you tomorrow.